Hey, it's John here from wildmantraining.com. I'm going to do a second video on the guy that said that I was a fraud. And I've known this guy for, let's say, 36 years. And he knows that there's no way that I'm going to sit around on my ass answering phones like he said I do without getting some exercise. It's just not who I am. It's never been who I am, and this guy fucking knows it without a shadow of a doubt. You can guarantee that. So, most of the day I stand, and I've said that before, and I still got to carry stuff and move things on a daily basis. And I still drive truck when need be and move things throughout the day. But when I'm in that office or store or distribution center, whatever you want to call it, a while back when I went and took this job, I marked off a perimeter and how far I'd have to walk to get a mile. So on my downtime, instead of going out like a lot of people do and smoke cigarettes or play on the computer, to decompress, I grab my 45-pound rucksack and I'll farmer carry it around, the perimeter. Sometimes I do it for a mile, sometimes I do it for a half a mile, sometimes I do it for a mile and a half. I'll switch hands, but I do it throughout the day. Extra work, right? Most people won't do that. I also keep resistance bands there. I'm always doing something with the resistance bands. I keep isometric type straps there. I can stand there and I can do horse stances. I can do all kinds of things. I can do horse stances. I can do Samson's chairs. I will, use resistance bands, get down and, an isometric lunge, and I'll grab a resistance band in the door and I'll be doing rows. I can do them in a horse stance, doing rows. I can do them in a Samson's chair, doing rows. Sometimes I'll put it around my shoulder, and I'll do jabs. I'll do jabs with the resistance band. Switch, put it on this one, and do jabs, do jabs, do jabs. All things I can do to keep myself moving throughout the day. So what I'm missing maybe outside doing the regular work that I used to, and it's dialed back, I still do a shitload of things to stay active through the day because that's just who I am, and it's always going to happen that way. There's so many things you can do in a job where you're not as active as you used to be, okay? Why not take the downtime, your lunches or your breaks, and do something constructive, okay? But him being that stupid and saying something like that, trying to embarrass me or blow away my credibility. He's just an idiot and a hater, and he knows well enough that that is not the fucking case. But like I said, people can believe whatever they want, and I've said it before. If you think that a guy who's been a blue-collar worker and done, for 45 years, and he decided tomorrow he wanted to do something different, became a real estate guy, a writer, and just stopped doing blue-collar work, that man can still talk what it's like to do blue-collar work. Just like a guy who was in the NFL for 10 years, 5 years, whatever, can still talk about what it's like to play in the NFL. Doesn't lose any credibility. Only a moron would think that. Later.